Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. My name is Yang Darabasi Edits. Now, let's get to solve this question together. We are told that if 9 raised to power x squared all over 3 raised to power x equals to 27, find the value of x. Now, the value of x is unknown, so we are told to find the value of what? Of x. Now, remember from the knowledge of indices that 9 can be expressed in an index form as 3 raised to power 2. And 27 can be expressed in an index form as 3 raised to power 3. Now, what this simply means is that where we have 9, we are going to replace it with 3 raised to power 2. And where we have 27, we are going to replace it with 3 raised to power 3. So now let's do it together. Now the question says 9 raised to power x squared all over 3 raised to power x equal to 27. In place of 9, we are going to replace it with what? 3 raised to power 2 all raised to power x squared all over 3 raised to power x equals to, in place of 27, we are going to replace it with 3 raised to power 3. So now looking at it from the left hand side, particularly about the numerator, we have 3 raised to power 2 all raised to power x squared. How do we go about this? Now this is when the law of indices comes into play, particularly the powers law, which simply states that if a number which is raised to a certain power is again raised to another power, what do? You multiply the powers together immediately, which simply can be written as 3 raised to power 2 dot x squared, and is equal to 3 raised to power 2 times x squared. The dot here simply means times. So now 2 times x squared simply gives us 2x squared. So now this is the expression of this. Everything we have here on the numerator, this is the expression of this. So now let's get to fix them up immediately. Now when we do that, it becomes 3 raised to power 2x squared all over 3 raised to power x equals to 3 raised to power 3. So now, from your knowledge of indices, particularly about the law of indices, which is the division rule, that is what we are going to apply here. The division rule is what we are going to apply here. When you apply the division law, it becomes 3 raised to power 2x squared minus x equals to 3 raised to power 3. Looking at this, the bases are the same. Remember from what I said last time, when the bases are the same, what do? You equate the index. So when you equate the index, it becomes 2x squared minus x equals to 3. You write them properly by collecting like terms, and it becomes 2x squared minus x minus 3 equals to 0. Now it has turned to what we call quadratic equation. Now remember, in quadratic equation we have so many methods of solving it, but for today we are going to use the factorization method to solve, which simply means that we are going to find the product of two numbers. When you multiply them, it will give you minus 6, and when you find the sum of it, is going to give you what? Minus 1. Remember, minus x here, the coefficient of x here is what? Is minus 1. So now the two numbers here are, let's write them together, 2x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 3 equals to 0. The next thing we need to do here is to bracket them, or you group them. So when we group them, it becomes 2x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 3 equals to 0. So now looking at the first bracket, something is common, and what is common here is x, so we factorize it out. When we factorize it out, it becomes x into what is remaining here is what? 2x minus 3 plus, remember we have an invisible 1 here, but for the sake of those that doesn't understand, let's put it plus 1 into 2x minus 3. Now, looking at the grouping, looking at this one and looking at this one, they are the same. Anytime they are the same, what do? You pick one of the brackets, and when you pick one of the brackets, it becomes 2x minus 3 into x plus 1 equals to 0. The next thing we need to do is to solve them according to the brackets. Now let's pick the first bracket and solve it. So we have 2x minus 3 equals to 0, and 2x, we collect like them, equals to 3. When we're going to find the value of x by dividing both sides by 2, and x equals to 3 all over 2, or x plus 1 equals to 0, and x equals to, we collect like things and it becomes minus 1, and x is equal to minus 1. So therefore, x equals to 3 over 2, or x equals to minus 1. Thank you so much for watching.